Manchester United's academy has always been at the core of the club. Youth, Kobbie coming through, Garnacho last season, Kambwala so far this season. Let's see what else he can do, but who could be next? There are 7 teenagers training with Manchester United ahead of our game against Bournemouth this week. I'm going to run through who they are, tell you a little bit of information about them, because it really is a very exciting time for our academy. I've already done a deep dive on this. I've already done another video on how well the under-18s are doing. They're 2 games away from winning the under-18s Premier League title. They're in the Premier League Cup final against City on the 24th of April. But there's lots more to it. So make sure you subscribe to United People's TV, because I'm going to be covering, hopefully, the growth of all of these players over the next few years. And it's very, very exciting, because we've been privileged, really. The last 2 years to have Garnacho followed by Mainoo is unreal. And already so far this season, there have been plenty of youngsters who not only have trained with the first team, but come through into the first team. Amari Forson, of course, is a player who Erik Ten Hag trusted. He gave his debut to him. It looks a decent prospect. I don't know whether Forson's one of the players who will really establish themselves, but still a very good prospect. Willy Kambwala has taken his opportunity. It was his first Premier League start away at West Ham, first start Old Trafford against Liverpool. And I argue he was man of the match. And then you look at others youngsters who have trained with the first team so far this season already. Bendito Mantato, who's a 16-year-old, highly rated. United wanted him to sign his first professional contract with the club, and that's the next big step with him. Then you got Harry Amass, who's already signed his first professional contract with the club, and already made the bench against Liverpool. So there already have been plenty of youngsters who have come through. Jacob Devaney was another 16-year-old. There's Harry Amass's little head peeking in from the side, who has trained with the first team. But ahead of the game against Bournemouth this weekend, there were lots of youngsters in there. And I want to tell you a little bit about some of them. 1 second there. Let me pull this up here. You've got Ethan Wheatley over there. You've got James Scanlon, Zach Bauman. You've got Shea Lacey. You've got Willy Kambwala hiding there. You've got Jack Fletcher. Let me tell you something about some of these players, because it's very exciting. And a lot of people are really excited about Shea Lacey. The reason they're excited is because of his technical ability. The quality with the ball at his feet. That's what Shea Lacey has. Now, he has been injured for 6 months, and it's been a long road to recovery. And now he's got the opportunity to be exposed to the first team training environment. I remember first watching Shea Lacey. Big up to Academy Arena for this little clip here on the YouTube channel. I remember watching Shea Lacey at the Milk Cup, which is a youth competition that happens every year, I think in Northern Ireland. And this is Shea Lacey there. You can see he's just gifted with the ball at his feet. He's the sort of player who dances through spaces. And I think that's why so many people are excited about the prospect of him coming through into the first team. But of course, yet to sign his first professional contract. Can't do that until he's 17. It's going to be interesting to see. And I hope he does. But he is a really hot prospect in the same way that people are excited about Ibrahimov as well. Is he 15 or 16? Can't quite remember. But both of those two really are just glorious players to watch. Now, Ethan Wheatley is somebody who, it's not the first time that he's trained with the first team. He trained, I believe, before Brentford as well. But at the weekend, he scored a hat-trick, bagged a hat-trick against Liverpool as United's under-18s. Absolutely spanked them 9-1. James Scanlon also there as well. But Ethan Wheatley is an absolute monster, physical monster. And he's now trained with the first team a couple of times. Will he get an opportunity before the end of the season? It's a possibility, I would say, depending on how the Premier League goes and whether every single game is important to the end of the season. There could be a couple of dead rubbers towards the end of the season that you might see a couple of these players getting an opportunity in. That's what I think so anyway. James Scanlon is another midfielder who made his international debut last international break with Gibraltar. And as I showed you there, he bagged 2 against Liverpool at the weekend. So he was given an opportunity by Erik Ten Hag to join in first team training. And I'm not actually sure if that was the first time that he joined in either. I think he may have done. Now, somebody who people will know maybe a little bit more about is Jack Fletcher, who has been enjoying a very good season with the under-18s. Now, Jack and Tyler, both, of course, Dan Fletcher's twins, have signed professional contracts with Manchester United. We poached them, call it whatever you want. We got them from City. And he's been injured, but he's back inside the first team training environment now. He's been exposed to that. And he'll be back with the under-18s, hopefully in time for the Premier League Cup final. Hopefully he plays that. But as a midfielder, I don't really know. I don't like comparing youngsters to players, but you just watch him. He's got like a lanky stance, but he's technically gifted. And it's nice watching him dribble through spaces, dribble through gaps, and he has an eye for a pass as well. It's kind of like a deeper playmaker, if you want to call him that. I don't know the exact right way to describe him, nor do I know the exact right way to describe Zach Bauman. Bauman is not the first time, as I said about other players as well, not the first time that he has trained with the first team either. He trained with Ethan Wheatley ahead of the game against Brentford, and he's doing it again ahead of the game against Bournemouth. Now, Zach Bauman, again, he's an exciting player. There are so many exciting players inside this Manchester United setup, and Erik ten Hag is giving so many opportunities to so many of them. And I think this is, in my opinion, this is something that Erik ten Hag really deserves credit for. All right? And let me just quickly rewind and go back and run through these players. You've got Mainoo and Garnacho. Of course, those two from the FA Youth Cup, they were already emerging. But I think Erik ten Hag has managed their growth into the first team very well. Whether it's Omari forcing the opportunities that is given to him, that was amid the Sancho situation, the Anthony situation. You know, problems for certain players give opportunities for others. And he's given that to Forson. Willy Kambwala, with the injuries that we've got at centre-back, he's given an opportunity to him and he's taken it. Bendito Mantato, well, he's been given the opportunity to join in first team training. Harry Amas, go along here. Jacob Devaney. And then we go along here. Shea Lacey now's got his opportunity. And now Ethan Wheatley's there as well. James Scanlon. Jack Fletcher. Zach Bauman. I think Erik ten Hag deserves more credit than he probably gets for integrating the youth team players. You remember when Erik ten Hag was it last season? It was said that he wanted to take over. No, it wasn't that he was taking over the sort of. He wasn't taking over the coaching of the academy. Under 18s is coached by Adam Lawrence. Is it Travis Binion who's the under 21s? I think because Travis Binion won the FA Youth Cup last season with the under 18s. Got some knowledge up there. Come on, give me some credit. But I think Erik ten Hag deserves credit for how he's consistently integrating these players, because it's very important for the development of them, whether they're under 18s, whether they're under 21s. Exposure to that first team environment, rubbing shoulders with the likes of, let's get the photo up here. Look, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Eriksen and Anthony and Casemiro and Højlund and Mount. It will be a level up for those players. And it's just exciting, man. As I said, the under 18s are in the strongest position they've been in a long, long time. Not just the FA Youth Cup winning team, not just the fact the under 18s are dominating the under 18s league this year, but the players that we've got coming through, our recruitment's been better over the last few years, and it's allowing and it's created this opportunity where there is just a swathe of talented players that are being integrated well. Who will be next? Will it be Shea Lacey? Will it be Ethan Wheatley? Will it be somebody else? I don't know. But I'm very excited to see who else follows the likes of Mainoo, Garnacho, maybe Kambwala this year, in establishing themselves as first team squad or first team starting 11 players at Manchester United, because youth is important to our club.